All right, hello, welcome to the Witter Show, our maiden show. Okay, this show, I'm not the only host here. The three of us are hosting this show. I am Nanajwa Santua Sante with my co-hosts Na Adole Adukwe and Na Amele Aipe. You're all welcome. Today we're going to be talking about black hair palaver, the complexities, the struggles with black hair, okay, and kind of a bit of racism. I don't really know. I have kept my natural hair for some time now, but it isn't so easy. It's quite difficult. Okay, so we are all going to share our experiences on how to maintain or manage black hair. And anyway, do people have opinion? People who aren't black people, do they have opinion on black hair? Okay, all right. And then there have been criticisms from our own community. Why can't we keep our hair natural? Why can't we keep our hair the way God created us to have our hair? You know, so these are what we're going to talk about. So now I throw the ball to you. Let's hear your views, what you think. Welcome to all of you.
Thank you.
All right, so I'm listening to you. Anyone can talk.
Hi, everyone.
Hi,
My
welcome.
name is I'm Lane. I think we are discussing quite an interesting topic. For a very long time, Black people and hair associated to them.
I think she's gone off. She's got problem with the internet, maybe.
Has always been stereotyped. The way street. The only problem has been that we've always had to rely on people from outside the country, like Westerners, to influence how we do our hair and what is right and what is wrong. So every silk hair is okay, and then curl hair like ours is a problem. That's the first thing we need to have a look at. And then I think the second thing has to do with our mindset. Thinking that everything that has to do with Black people is inferior, you understand? So people have their natural hair and then they feel like it's difficult to manage. They'd rather go through the salon, have the same process done to their texturized hair. They think it's okay. But if the same thing is being done to their natural hair, then it's a problem, it's tedious. So the mindset also comes in. I think there are a lot of issues here or things that we can bring up that makes our hair a challenge for us.
All right, thank you so much, Lane.
I think in recent... Hi.
Yeah, please go on.
Yeah, I'm saying that in recent times, people are beginning to embrace the kind of hair we have now. So you go to offices, you visit places, and people are wearing their natural hair proudly. I think it's just a matter of time. What we present is what people are going to accept of us. So if we are not able to present what we have as our crowns, then it will be very difficult for anybody to accept what we have. I think that's how I'll put it for now. Thank you so much.
All right, thank you. Yes, now what's your view on this?
Yeah, that's a quite interesting take on that from is it Nanaoye?
Yeah,
but I think it's cultural, you know, and it's got to do with the environment where you grew up. Okay, growing up, what did we see? So I don't think it's going to do with us embracing it because we feel it makes us look better. But I think it's more because of the kind of environment that we grew in. Now people are embracing their natural because you have more people with natural hair now. So our younger generation are growing up seeing people with natural hair. Okay? But during our time, everybody had the permed hair, whether it was the normal perm or the curls. Okay, so as a student, where you're forced to keep your hair natural, you just couldn't wait to complete and then also try to be do what everybody's doing. Because
Exactly, and not even when we complete. Sometimes during long vacation, we
yeah,
perm
you
our
know,
hair. Yes, it was kind of fashion.
yeah. So I think it was more of the environment, what was going on at that time. Okay, and like style, vogue, it evolves. Okay, it evolves. So now there is a different trend, and people are trying to embrace that as well. But all that aside, I have had both sides. Okay, I had my chemical or chemical hair with Pam, and then to tell you the truth, I didn't have much problems like I'm experiencing when I decided to go in for the natural hair. Okay. So right
Can I ask,
after
is
my
it a
secondary,
mindset or it's a reality?
no, it's not a mindset at all. It's not a mindset at all because I was expecting to have this kind of hair where I can easily style. Okay, I can easily style. I can easily fix something on myself when I want to step out. But this is not possible because I have this thick and very like kinky. Okay, so it's so difficult for me to manage it. It's so difficult because you wash it within some few minutes. It's so hard. You can't even comb it. Okay, you can't even comb it. I have tried what is this product which came for the natural hair.
Is
It
it
was quite common. What?
Bantu?
Yes, yes. I have tried all the products, but still, I don't have any, it's not giving me any positive effect. So I tried, I think from 2014 to last year, I had natural hair. I cut everything. It was just an empty scalp. Okay, because I didn't want to leave anything on where maybe the chemical will still mix with the natural when I'm growing it. So I shaved everything. And I was using wigs and still treating my scalp till my natural hair started growing. But surprisingly, I'm still having the breakages. So I don't know if it's this, and I just noticed I have this problem. I think it's the same thing that Will Smith's wife has. I've forgotten the name.
Jada Pinkett.
Yes. Is it, what's the name of that? I've forgotten the name, but
Alopecia.
exactly.
I think it's alopecia.
Yeah, something
Yes,
like that.
I'm beginning to notice that. And this is my natural hair. Okay. And I noticed that somewhere on my scalp, you know, I'm beginning to lose hair there. And because of that, I keep shaving it to just grow it again. And each time it's growing, the problem is still there. You know, so I don't know, but we want to use.
A question, is it because of the natural or is it chemical?
No, I noticed it when I started growing my natural. I didn't have this when I have the perm hair.
Okay.
For the past, since 2014 to 2022, I had natural. So for 8 years, I had natural hair. But I mean, it's been the most complicated time of my life with my hair. This 8 years. So last year summer, I decided to apply chemicals again. Okay, so I feel it's so difficult to manage it. And I lose a lot of hair. If I'm washing my hair now and you see the floor, you see the sink, you think somebody just shaved his or her hair. Okay, you see a lot of hair in the sink, and I never had this problem when I had the permed hair. Okay, so I don't think it's something that we are trying to embrace. I believe now people are more enlightened. People know, people are changing their Christian names or their English names to embrace the African names. So I don't think we've gone past that. And we would like to show who we are as Africans, embrace it, whether it's braid, whether it's having the natural, but it's not easy to keep. And I would say that products for natural hair are so expensive than these ones that you see these white people using. When it comes to the shampoo, when it comes to the conditioner, when it comes to the leave-in, when it comes to all those things, these white products are more cheaper than the ones for what do you call it? Even this can too. You see how it's so expensive. You just see a small container of conditioner. Meanwhile, I can buy a big conditioner, and the effect is not as if it's effective. I've tried shea butter, the same results. So now I'm at my wit's end. I don't know what to do. So I went back to add chemicals, and the breakage stopped.
Wow.
You know, the breakage stopped. So I don't know if it's my hair type or whatever. I don't understand it. You know?
Okay, so with the natural, you've been using certain shampoos and pomade and stuff for the natural hair, right?
Yes, I always go for products purposely for natural.
Okay, and those products are still chemical.
Exactly.
Like the perm.
Yeah.
Yes, but when I use those products for what do you call it, for permed hair, they are also chemicals, but I don't have the same experience. I don't lose my hair. You know, I don't lose my hair. So I don't really know. So for somebody like me, going for a permed hair, it's not because I want to imitate what the white people are doing, but it's more convenient for me. So I think that side as well, and not just wrongfully copying what is going on there, but then you try both sides and you see which one works best for you. And I will say that putting chemicals in my hair is much easier for me to manage. It's much easier for me to maintain than my natural hair. Because I did this for 8 years. And my hair was never growing. But when I had my permed hair, if I want to have a short hair, that's when I fix a 10-inch wig just to have something shorter, because my hair itself with the perm was like 14, 16 inches long. I had very long hair. But since I cut it 2014, my hair is not growing at all. It's never gotten to a stage where I could even pack it without adding something.
But now, can I ask, did you seek an expert opinion on how to manage your natural hair?
Yes, I went to the hospital. There was nothing they could do about it. They prescribed drugs and all that. I take them. Some I have to take, some I have to apply, but it didn't work.
Okay, so you went to the hospital in Sweden, right?
Yes, in Sweden.
So can I say that because they are not knowledgeable in black hair, so maybe that's why they couldn't help you?
I don't know, but these were drugs that could help, like when the scalp is not nourished or the hair is not nourished. And so it's like applicable in all situations, okay? But it didn't help. And I'm so scared when I wash my so sometimes when I have to wash, it's like a battle, okay, when I have to wash my hair. Because psychologically, I'm so drained after washing my hair. And I keep wondering, is it, like somebody having cancer or something? But I don't have any sickness. But you see the bathtub, anytime I wash my hair, I have to open otherwise there will be blockage. I have to open and clear everything. You see the whole bathtub full of hair, the floor full of hair. If somebody enters, they'll just ask, who shaved the hair and did not clean up? But I'm just washing my hair. You know, so I was forced to go back to applying the chemicals. You know.
All right, Tanya, what's your experience? You've got permed hair. You decided just to perm your hair.
Right. So I had natural hair, really long natural hair, which is almost similar to my perm. But for me, at the time when I was younger, I thought it was difficult to manage So at the time, everybody was getting perm. So at first, my aunt used to press it, with that hot iron, and then she perm it.
The
So I
stretching
found it to
comb,
be, yeah. So they still, when they perm it, they still use the hot comb to straighten it. The one that they put in the metal and
Yeah, yeah.
yeah.
We call it stretching comb.
Yeah.
Right.
Mhm.
So first they had the hot comb and then the stretching comb, and I found that it was easier to manage. But now that I'm at this stage, I still perm, but sometimes I'm getting the urge to go natural because, like she said, the back of my hair now is falling out, and I don't have cancer. But then I realized that for most people in the medical field or that is studying, even if it's not the medical field, they too complain of that. So I think it's the high volume of stress, because stress is something that's there unconsciously sometime too, you
So
know.
it's not the perm, but it's
For me, I don't really think it's totally the perm, but I think that I've been perming my hair for a very long time. So that too, the chemical have been in my bloodstream. So that too can probably be causing it. So my own opinion is probably getting expert help, which once my hairdresser gave me like a drop and I drop it in the back and it started to help to grow it back. And I took some ear tablets that helped me to, grow back my hair. It grows your fingernail too. So it's like ear vitamin. And I'm thinking if I go natural, I would see how that goes. But I don't know if it's going to stop the breakage. But I guess I would have to treat it as I go along. In the US here, there's product for it and they kind of understand it because a lot of Black people are here and I'm from Jamaica. So natural hair is like easier to manage or to look about. Because of the Rastafarian thing, most people are Rasta or, religion, Seventh-day Adventist, they don't perm their hair. I'm not Seventh-day Adventist, I'm like Church of God of Prophecy, but regardless, they like a more natural tone or natural look. So I just feel like mentally it can be you stressing. Another thing that can affect you is if you have sicknesses. You have certain sicknesses that will put pressure on your hair follicles, so it will not grow your hair. So it all depends on the situation that you're in, but it's always good to get a complete checkout. And then you have experts, complete expert, like what she's saying. I think that where she has been to, maybe they are not so familiar completely, not with what is happening with here, because maybe they are specialists, but maybe our ear type or genes, it probably take her to go back to our origin, like where she's from, to figure out how people there help to grow their hair when they're having that issue. Or start researching up extensively on how other people and try every little thing until you find what works for you. So that's what I think that might help in her situation. But I know that maybe after a while using perm and all these chemical, like she's mentioned Jada, they have been using chemical and all these things from an early age. So when you're trying to get it back to come back to, it might not come back to right away. It might take a long time, or they might have to do ear graft or stuff like that just to get it back. So that's just my opinion on it.
Thank you, Tanya. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Na Adukwe and na Amele. What do you think of this hair thing? Is it the kinky people who've got more problems? Because we've got 4 categories of black hair types. We've got the curly, we've got the wavy, and then we've got the coily. Is it the kinky that has the problem? Because Nat mentioned that she's got this kinky hair. Because I've got coily, slightly curly, and shea butter works perfectly for me. So is it the problem? Is the problem with only kinky hair, or all other black hair? The category of black hair types have this problem. Oh, welcome, Linda. Linda Waddle.
I think the kinky is the hardest one among all. So the kinky can have this problem. Like Tanya was saying, maybe like you said, anyway, like you said, you were using what? Shea butter. So maybe when other people use that kind of product, like the shea butter, it will help. I, for instance, mine is firm and also kinky in some way, very, very hard. So I permit, easy to go. You see? But like Tanya was saying, the falling out can cause by stress. Sometimes you can go through that too. I go through that. When I'm okay, it starts with a perm. You see? So most of the time, the kinky here is the one that is I can say the top here that you can come across. And all these things like the perm and everything originated from this kind of what you call it, let's say fitting the society in, let me say, in United States.
Yeah, that's where it started from.
From the slavery, out of slavery and all kind of thing. It reached a time that they wanted to be like their, let's say, their masters, or the other people who have this kind of mixed children, like we call it in Ghana, half caste, that they have like curly hair, that they also have some privileges than the ones that have the natural black hair, and then the let's say some of the whites that try to help the black people to come close to them, they started creating these chemicals. You put in your hair, I mean, you can look a little bit like me, you can fit in this society, So all these things started from here. Before we were born, we saw, like Now was saying, like you were born around us in Ghana, like when we, let's say, vacation, you cannot wait, I mean, to perm your hair. So for us, we saw it like that, but it originated from this kind of what I'm saying, Do you get it? You see, so all these things is still something that's have mentally effect on some people, whether we take it or not. It doesn't come out straight like we just saying it. It started from somewhere. You see? And yes, still, let's say some people will be like, oh, this thing is chemicals and it has been destroying our hair. It's taking some effect in your bloodstream. It's doing this and stuff. But even the pomade, the shampoos for the natural hair is still chemicals. You see? And now I was saying that something like about the product that they use for the black hair is more expensive. Yes, still ours and the other people's, let's say the white people, still there is a difference in it. Ours is more expensive. So let's take it for instance, even if the perm is destroying us, the chemicals is so strong, which is destroying us, you cannot even leave it. Because when you go to natural, the things that you buy for the natural is more expensive. And yet still it's chemical. So either you stay in your perm, which is chemical to destroy you, or the other chemical still. The Sherman that I'm talking about. You see? So I, for instance, I'm in the middle. I don't know where to fall, and I don't know. Yes, so both sides is a problem. For me, that's how I see it.
Interesting conversation, and thank you all for sharing your opinion. We've got some few minutes to end this program. So, what's your last thoughts? A minute to all of you. Say something in just a minute, and then we'll go off. Part 2 comes off next week. Okay. All right. Now, are you there? Now, Adukwe.
Yeah. When it comes to my hair, the most important thing for me is manageability. It's just if I can manage it. Comb it anytime I want to comb it, style it anyhow I want to style it. And it should be easy for me to do that. So anything aside this is not welcome. Okay, so if natural gives me this, I go for natural. If perm gives me this, I go for the perm hair. And now, one does not really need to perm the hair to look like the white people, if that is what all this mentality is about. Because we have so many artificial hair out there that you can fix anytime. So I don't think people are doing it now with that notion or with that mentality. Because you have the Brazilian hair, you have the wigs where you can fix and nobody even recognizes or sees that this is not your own hair. Okay, so we have different options now where we can still maintain our natural hair, but still have this European look, if that is what you're looking for. So I think the main thing that is still pushing people into adding chemicals to their hair is that it's much easier to manage. Not necessarily the cost, but then it's easier to manage. Yeah.
I agree that it's easier to manage when it is perm. But if you're looking at health factor going forward, how is this chemical going to affect us and what is it going to cost us? Because it is shown that most of these chemicals that we're using is causing cancer, brain cancer. And women, it's very high in than men. So that means something is wrong and we've been doing it wrong. So I think there's way to manage the natural hair is just to learn it and to figure out what works for you. And many use aloe vera. They have things that you can use even naturally that's not going to cost you. Yeah.
Yes.
Right. Molasses in my country, they have lots of things. It's just to figure out how to use it. And then, for us, it's going to be time consuming because we do jobs that are on the go, but then we have to figure out the people who can do these things and who will make it a little bit affordable for us and how to maintain it. And I think we should be perfect if we figure that out because I've seen people done it and I've seen them have good result and I've seen everything come back for them. But the falling out of the hair is not so much so. I would say it's 100% just the chemical. I would say it has to do with lifestyle, the kind of genes you have, because I've seen people who has very good genes. No matter what they use, it doesn't affect their hair. And I've seen people who have genes where by the time they are 30, everything starts to go, they start to get bald. And then if you track their family tree, you realize it's been the same for other relatives. And I do agree that you have some time within your own hair 2-year types.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Yeah. Right. If I may come in briefly, I think was it Tiffany? If I got the name right, like Tiffany said, even with the natural hair, the products we are using are chemicals. Okay, so now you ask yourself, it's not just the perm, but even with the natural, it's chemicals. And I'm also seeing my mom, because I think I took the same hair from my mom. She has those tough hair. Okay, she'll even perm the hair today. Tomorrow you see it's like natural. That's my mom's hair. Okay, and she's going to 75. She's still adding chemicals, but she doesn't have any like sickness like diabetes, cancer or something. But she's been perming the hair ever since I was born or I grew up to know some of these things, you know. So it depends. I think it depends on so many factors. It depends on so many factors. Yeah.
Yes, a lot of factors. Yes, because black soap, you know, works for some of us. We don't need the chemical shampoo. We just use the black soap and then the shea butter, and we are good to go. I think it also depends on the hair texture, the hair category. All right, so I think we're gonna end here for today. Part 2 comes up next week, and thank you all for joining us. Okay, joining me, Na Amele Aite, and then Na Adole Adukwe. Thank you all for coming. Linda Wado, would you like to say something before we go?
Oh yeah. Hello, can you hear me?
Yes, please.
Yeah. Oh yeah, sorry I came in late. I went out and I'm just coming in. I think it's really great, something that I think we start doing. It's really great. And we have to try and educate our young ones. Anyway, I'm late, so I don't want to talk much. But next week, I have a lot of contributions to make. So yeah, nice to hear from everyone. Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah.
All right, thank you to all of you. Tiffany, do you have anything to say? Na Amele, have you got something to say before we go?
Oh no. Okay.
Na Adukwe, my
No.
co-host, have you got anything to say before we go?
No.
All right, thank you to all of you. We'll see you next week. That's the
Thank
Witter
you.
Show.
Bye.
Bye. Bye.
Thank you.
Bye.
Bye. Thank you.